You know how people say the dollar is backed by nothing? It's actually backed by the most valuable thing on this planet. Let's talk about it. You know what hit me recently? And I can't really stop thinking about it. So, you know how everybody says the dollar used to be backed by gold, but now the dollar is backed by nothing, right? You hear everybody saying the dollar is backed by nothing, the dollar is backed by nothing. So, the more I think about it, I'm like, the dollar is actually backed by something more crazier than nothing, fam. Is backed by something, is backed by the most valuable thing that you have. The dollar is backed by the most valuable thing ever. That's crazy, fam. The dollar is backed by nothing. The dollar is backed by nothing. You always hear Trump talk about unemployment down, where the jobs reports and all this. You want to know why they talk about unemployment and the job reports and stuff all the time? Because the dollar is backed by you. Is backed by you. Is backed by you continually to work. You continuously working. That's what the dollar is backed by. When it was backed by gold, right? The dollar used to be tied to gold. You could just go to the government, hand them your dollars, and you could get actual gold back. Like, that was the deal, right? That's what gave it its value. And then in 1971, Nixon went ahead, he ended that. No more gold. No more gold. And ever since then, people have been saying the dollar is backed by nothing, right? That's crazy, man. It really is backed by us. It's backed by our jobs, our labor, our energy, right? So I'm like, dang, that's kind of crazy. Because I was rolling with the dollar is backed by nothing. It ain't backed by nothing. We just print it. But like, we the ones getting played, fam. Think about it. The government needs to print money, right? They print money to fund things, to stimulate the economy, or whatever the reason, right? But when they print that money, that causes inflation. Right? Inflation. More dollars chasing the same stuff. So that means everything costs more. It costs more. So how does that get paid off? How does that inflation get paid off? That's the part that got me. It gets paid off by us working. Right? The 90-year-old lady at Walmart, the greeter. Yeah. That's what's paying towards that inflation. Right? When that 90-year-old greeter should be retired somewhere and she's still working or he's still working. Right? Let's start from the top. Let's actually look at the chain, right? Let's look at the chain. So you start with lower rates, right? Lower rates, cheaper money, right? Lower rates equals cheaper money. So that means businesses can borrow and grow. Growing businesses can hire more people. More people working means more spending. More spending keeps the economy moving. And that moving economy, that absorbs or is supposed to absorb that inflation that was created by the printing. Right? So you see what happened? You know, your job The money that you get paid, your direct deposit, your paycheck, your spending, that's what's paying off the printed money. And it's not even paying off the printed money because we're insolvent. We're never paying back 39 trillion at the recording of this video. That's never being paid off. So we're actually dealing with rising costs every year for nothing. It's not being paid towards nothing. We're doing this for nothing. Nothing. In terms of financial, right? In terms of financial. I'm not trying to minimize where you work, what you do for a living, nothing like that. I'm just saying the taxes that you pay, the revenue that the government incurs in the form of taxes being paid from you doesn't do anything to bring down that $39 trillion debt. The interest rates on that thing is probably crazy. It's probably crazy, man. It probably ain't touching that interest rate payment that we making. You know what I mean? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So we just go continuously work. Prices is going to just continuously go up. They ain't going to go down. They're not going to stay flat. They're not going to stay the same. That's wild, man. That's wild. When you really dig deep down into that and really think about that, that's wild, man. That's wild to me. People are really going to be going through that. You're literally the thing that makes this thing work. You're the core piece. You're the engine. You're the mechanism. This doesn't work without you working. You peel back them layers, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy right there, man. It is literally a matrix, man. That's crazy. And then there's the stock market piece, right? Got the stock market piece, so that's when it really gets interesting when you think about that. When you put, because again, you're the one working, right? Right. So when the president or the Fed wants to get the economy going, they're banking on the stock market to go up. Notice that? Why is that? A high stock market means corporations are valued higher. What does that mean? Right? Corporations, companies, they can invest more, they can expand more, they can open up new locations. New locations means getting closer to more people, touching more people. So what does that expanding company do? They hire more people. So the S&P 500, you know, that ticker that we look at every day, that number that we look at every day, it's not just a measure of how rich, you know, the investors are. It's the actual collateral. It signals whether enough jobs are going to be created to absorb in that printed money. So the stock markets go up, the corporations hire. You, my friend, you get to work. You're holding that whole thing up. You are. So now think about this. Think about what I just said, and now think about this, right? The money supply is going to keep expanding. It's going to keep growing. This is not a one-time thing. It's grown every single decade. It's going to keep growing. This is a design. This isn't an accident. As the money supply grows, the burden on us is going to grow with it. More money out there, the more burden on us in the future. It weighs on our shoulder and it's not going away. It's going to get heavier. Every year, a little bit heavier. I hate to sound like that. I hate to sound like that, man. But that is the reality. The system ain't, they keep saying the system is broke. The system ain't broken, man. Please let me be clear about that. It's working exactly as it was designed. We are designed to carry this load. And the load is designed to keep growing. That's why I Bitcoin. That's the whole thing right there. Like, I understand how this system works now. And because of that, I made a choice. I'm going to take the value I put into this world, my time, my work, my energy, and I'm going to store it. I'm going to take that value and I'm going to store it into something that no one can inflate away. Bitcoin, you can't inflate away. You can't print Bitcoin. You can't print Satoshis. There's no leaks in Bitcoin. No leaks. You can't siphon nothing out. You can't print it. You can't copy and paste it. You can't take it from somebody if they got it in cold storage. You own it. Now again, Bitcoin has a supply cap of 21 million coins. Right now, over 19.9 million have already been mined. That's 95% of all the Bitcoin that will ever exist. Already out there. The remaining 5%, it's going to take over 100 years to mine. There is no printing more. There is no committee that votes to expand the Bitcoin supply. No president is calling up Satoshi asking him to fire up the printing presses. Whatever stack that you have, that's yours. It can't be diluted. It can't be debased. The supply is fixed, period. The dollar is backed by your future labor. Bitcoin is just simply backed by math. 1 + 1 = 2. There's nothing that can ever change that. I want to do what I can to spread the good word. I want to educate people on this. I want to spend my life getting people to see this, to understand what the problem is. This is not a coincidence. The system's not broken. It's doing exactly what it was built to do. Bitcoin is your exit. That's it, man. That's my goal. That's what I'm doing here on this channel, every video. I'm getting more people to this realization, man. Getting more people to this realization. Because once you see it, you can start making those decisions. You're gonna see it, you're gonna start making some decisions after you see it. You don't have to carry a burden that you didn't choose. You don't have to. Just remember, man, the dollar is backed by you. Okay? Just remember this. It's backed by your spending and you showing up. Your willingness to show up. I don't think you deserve that, man. So I encourage you to study Bitcoin. I encourage you to start small. It doesn't take a lot. It really doesn't. You will be surprised by how little it does take, like your barrier of entry, right? You can make life a lot better with just a few small changes. And if you just actually take the time to understand what's going on, yeah, man, it's gonna make a big difference. Share this with somebody, just one person. Seriously, man. That's all I'm asking. Let's get more people to this. Let's get more people to understand this, right? We out of here, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me, man, during my rants. We're gonna catch y'all in the next video. Love y'all.